Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to the first official episode of the Darktide games now. I'm level 30 with the Arbitrator now. I will say I am not at Auric Damnation yet because for some reason it takes forever to get there. But that's okay. We'll get there and then we'll get there. So this is just going to be regular Damnation, but I'm going to show you off my sort of, at the moment, subject to change, go-to build. Obviously, my curios need to be, better, but I digress. Actually, I can take the 10% experience off. Assume the experience doesn't give me anything for any doodads. Actually, let me try and check Brunt's Armory while I got a second. I'm sort of going to show you off the 20% max HP. Got to buy that now. 19% max HP. Buy those two. The build I've been running, pretty much the time I was playing in the pre-build and then also in the current build. What do we got here? Max HP, sure, I'll buy it. 15% toughness, 1 wound, 15% toughness. I'm glad we did get a 15% toughness one for sure. That helps us out quite substantially. There it is. Now, I don't think it's like the best build you can have. It's just the one I've been using. There's definitely some builds floating around out there that are really good. Let me just really quickly. Refined item, 10% toughness. Let's put on, instead of experience, let's put on 5% HP. Where is it? There we are. And then same here. Fine, 10% experience. They really need to make the leveling quicker, in my opinion. It's still far too slow. Okay, and then refine, we'll put 5% max HP, 5% toughness, 4% combat ability regeneration. Nice. So now for the actual build, we have two toughness curios and a max stamina curio. You could go another toughness thing here, but I generally think the max stamina is so good for the Arbitrator. And you know that all my other classes, I don't run a +2 stamina. I usually don't feel the need for it, but on the Arbitrator, I'm like, it just feels good. It feels right. And so the build is the Branks Monk 3 RBD Shockball. I have unyielding enemy damage and weak spot damage with thunderous and relentless strikes. And then I have the Spearhead Bolt Gun with 10% reload speed, 25% damage on yielding enemy with shattering impact and cavalcade. And then we have Hammer of Judgment, No Escape, Target Neutralized, Man and Cybermastiff. You don't have to go down here. You can go down a different way. This is just what I've been using. Voltaic Shock Mine, Arbitrator Armor, Ammo Belt. I think Ammo Belt's like almost a must-take in my opinion if you're going to run like... If you're running like the auto guns, I don't think you need to take it. But if you're running the bolt gun, pistol, Arbitrator, shotguns, I feel like the extra ammo is just too good to pass up. Even the revolver. Then we have Concussive. This one is, I think, a must-take. Melee weak spot hits make the enemy count as staggered for 4 seconds. Then we have Suppression Protocols. Hitting 3 or more enemies with an attack grants you 20% toughness. Then we have Breaking Descent, so you deal 10% more damage to staggered enemies. And then we have Plasteel Plates. Then we have what I call the Tribunal, which is you got Plasteel Plates, the Cleave, and the Impact. And then we have Nuncio Aquila with toughness damage reduction, attack speed, and revive speed. And then we have the Fear of Justice, which increases the cooldown of melee attacks, and they deal 25% less damage. And then we go over to grab Arbides Revlatum, 15% damage for 5 seconds after a successful dodge. Zealous Dedication, 2% critical strike chance on kill, 8 stacks, lasts for 10 seconds. And then we have Prosecution Blow, 20% rending on ranged critical strike. Then we have Justified Measures, 3% damage on successful attack, up to 5 stacks. Then we have Street Smarts, 1 effective dodge and 25% dodge duration. Monstrosity Hunter, 20% damage to Ogrins and Monstrosities. Then we have Target the Weak, enemies staggered by melee attacks take 15% more melee damage for 5 seconds. Hold the Line, staggering enemy grants 1 stack of 3% damage resistance on the next melee hit taken, stacking 5 times. Then we have Drive Them Back for 75% cleave for 5 seconds on push. Then we have Forceful, staggering and blocked hits grant damage, grants impact and damage resistance. And we have Will of the Lex, Then we have Arbites Vigilant, so we get 2.5% strength for each stack for 10 seconds. Then we have Targets Acquired to give us attack speed and 50% cleave. That's the build I've been going. I'm not saying it's it's the best build, or I don't even know if it's a good build, but I've been running it. That is the build. Oh, hello, Swagger. Let's get into a game, shall we? Where's my button? There it is. Alrighty. And we're in. So, Pirate Software, you might know him, big YouTuber. I'm making a call out. I'm calling him out. I'm dragging him into beef. But no, fuck that guy. His name is Pirate Software, and so there's this movement called Stop Killing Games. Essentially, it's to combat games as a service, essentially being like a company being like, oh, you don't get to pay our game anymore, even if you paid money for it. Not like in terms of getting banned, but essentially them literally like shutting the game down or like shelving a bunch of content, i.e. Destiny 2. And there's a phrase that you can take the employee out of Blizzard, but you can't take Blizzard out of the employee. Pirate Software has gone on the record that he says that companies should be able to shut down their games whenever they want. And he supports them in doing that. And he's gone against Stop Killing Games. And it just really tickles me pink that a guy named Pirate Software is on side of the corporations. But, well, you know, he always gave me a sleazy vibe anyway. Now, I'm not saying he gave me a sleazy vibe just be like a contrarian, like I never liked him. I never really liked him. Like he said like, oh, I was in cybersecurity. Aren't I so fucking cool? And like, all I know is that cybersecurity is that you guys like eat powdered donuts and drink like cold coffee. I love that little combo. But yeah. And it's, you know, it's even worse the fact that he's not consistent. So Sony recently, to their credit, I'll give them credit for this, they did the right thing in the end. So if you remember with the Helldivers 2 thing, how a bunch of companies got put on their like no-can-do list because you couldn't make an account in those regions. And they just recently unbanned all those accounts, so all those Helldivers can come back to it. And Pirate Software was like, oh, you guys finally did the right thing. You brought it back. And like, so you're for this, but against the other thing? Or like you're against Sony blocking a bunch of players from playing Helldivers, a game that they spent at least $40 on, right? And then, not to mention, you know, the $5 to $10 DLC packs they released every so often, every like month or so. But you support game companies being able to be like, hey, fuck you, no, you don't get to play our game that you spent a bunch of money on because we have decided we don't want to anymore. Just interesting. This says a lot about it. Yeah, it says a lot about Pirate Software and his lack of, I don't know if spine, but conviction is potentially the right thing. The sleazy guy. Speaking of streamers, I'll actually mention one who isn't sleazy. Ludwig, he did a really cool thing. So, speaking of sleazy, the streamer... Sorry, one sec. There we are. That concussive comes in clutch fighting pressures for sure. So Mango, he's known for like being a melee player. He's like one of the better melee players out there or whatever. I don't know. I don't follow melee because I'm like, why would I play melee when I can play the modern version of the games and like have fun? I don't know. Not that Smash is that fun for me, but I digress. He was on stream, and well, he wasn't on stream. The streamer Maya, you might know of Alveus Sanctuary, and another streamer lady were streaming an event for like Ludwig's Beerathon or something. Or like a Beerio Kart, which is like drunk Mario Kart or whatever. and Mango went up behind them and like put his leg on the chair and started like humping the back of their like ghost humping the back of their head, which is like, I think you should get beat up in an alleyway for that, but yeah, that's just me. And not to mention, I believe, if I'm not incorrect, I believe Maya is also like a victim of sexual assault as well. So that's even just, you know, Ludwig immediately like pretty much like banned him from any future events that he threw, and then C9 also fired him. And it's just like finally consequences, because I feel like I've heard Mango being a piece of shit like in a myriad of ways, but never getting punished because he's the GOAT. And C9 made a statement like, hey, this goes against like our core values of a company. We're not like, we canned him. TLW, we canned him. And the fucked up part was, in Twitter, people were saying like trying to defend him, like, oh, he was drunk. That doesn't excuse shit, alright? If you can't control yourself while drunk, you shouldn't be drinking. Like, at all. You should never touch alcohol, right? It's like, for your own safety and for the safety of others, you should stay sober. It's not an excuse. It's crazy. Anyway, with Helldivers 2 doing that unbanned thing, if my friends want to get back into it, because they said that they stopped playing Helldivers, because, well, their reason for stopping playing Helldivers was the Sony thing, and I was like, that was partially my reason as well. I did, like, play it a little bit here and there to get back into it, but it was like, without my friends, this is nothing. So if my friends get back into it, I'll get back into it, and there'll probably be some Helldivers clip videos and whatnot every so often if they get back into it. But only if they get back into it, okay? I put out that candle. I did it. That was amazing. I don't really want either of those. I'm gonna be real. No, ping the. There we are. There we are. Sabatine, another heretical idol. Oh yeah, the Ancients and the Inquisition stuff is out for the Darktide cosmetics, and they look really good. My favorite's probably the Psyker, and if I were to... I'm not going to get any, because I don't have the money. But if I were, I'd probably get the Psyker one, because that one looks really cool. It's got big Assassin's Creed vibes to it. Like, kind of like also like Assassin's Creed vibe, because obviously it's like a cloak and a hood, but like kind of big Azrael from Diablo vibes. Not that I know anything about Diablo, I just know of Azrael from Diablo. Or is it StarCraft? I don't know. There's a flamer somewhere. Don't worry, the dogs got him. Look at him. Absolute lethality. I mean, you got some of your scabs in here, lady. I mean, are you, like... What's really stopping Wolfer from taking his 50,000 soldiers and being like, fuck you? Also, like, 50,000 doesn't feel like a lot. Maybe, like, I guess maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, obviously it is, but, like, in terms of Warhammer... But I guess they're not taking over the entire planet. They're taking over a hive. So I guess, theoretically, 50,000 trained guardsmen is possible. I don't know. Oh yeah, I got this. This is a skin available in the shop right now. It's Malkador's Wrath. I think it looks really cool. It's in the Zealot tab. I could have thrown down a shock mine and probably would have been wiser, but I think the Nuncia Aquila being out is also like pretty good. Whew. I don't know what I just pinged yes to. Maybe the acknowledgement that there's a bulwark there? Damnation moment. I'm on Damnation, right? And it didn't just put me on a random difficulty? Oh no, yeah, it's Damnation, top corner. I think I did join a, someone's, like, story mission, though. Whee! Oh. This is also a cosmetic. This is part of the Arbites fancy pack. Also, Darktide apparently was on top sellers today and yesterday for Steam, and with the both base game and the expansion. Yeah, I love it. Also, I should be getting codes soon. I don't think I got the 50 wish lists for the Arbites codes, unfortunately, but I'll have some Darktide codes to give out. Hopefully, it's like more than one. Alright. Bonk. Oh, you know, I'm not going to spill this tea. If I spill this tea, I can't. Never mind. I can't. I don't think I can actually say that. Never mind. Retracting former statement before I even mentioned it. July's got a lot of romance animes coming out. Bunny Girl Senpai movie, My Dress Up Darling Season 3, 2, 3, 2. One I'm looking for is the Flower Blooms with for Eternity or with Dignity or something. I think it's like Flower Blooms with Dignity or whatever. Looking forward to that one. That one looks cute. I think there's like more coming out that I'm not aware of. There's also a trippy looking movie coming out called The Day Hikaru Died. That movie looks weird as fuck. It's an anime. Or I guess it's not a movie, it's an anime. There is a scab trapper on its way. My Beast and Nurgle kill. Stolen. I've been playing so much Havoc. Those, I mean, also like I feel like on Auric. I don't know if it's because story mode monstrosities are weaker. I would hope not. Chill. That Reaper just owned me. Whatever, man. Whatever. By the way, you can in fact use your dog to tackle cultists. So if you're in Havoc and you have heinous rituals, you can use your dog to start interrupting the ritual. But just so you know, as soon as your dog pounces the ritual goes into fast mode. So let it be known. And if you have stuff that like, oh, whoever your dog attacks is brittleness, it kills them quicker, obviously. Anything that's like your dog electrocutes, your dog applies brittle will make any like pounce targets obviously die faster. I don't have any of that shit on right now, but you know. Well, I want to see if I can. Oh no, I definitely can't eat that over. Although the second one is shorter, it's possible. No, I can't make that. Not with this thing. With a different grenade for sure. Bonk. Bonk. Yeet. Alright. Like that, there's just one last guy. He's holding it fucking down. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. Oh, I'm smashing. Here, legs breakers. What, Mr. Cat? You hungry? It's not even time for to eat yet, Tubby. Oh, I guess actually it is time for them to eat. Never mind. It's actually like 5 minutes away from them supposed to be eating. It's okay. He can be hungry for 2 more minutes. And Mr. Bubbers. He's a silly boy. Nice. See what we got. That was only 18 minutes. Whee! Story mode mission, I guess. And also normal damnation compared to orc damnation. Alrighty, well, if you made this fun video, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, or don't. I am not your mother. But you better brush your teeth and have a good one. Bye-bye.